Hi everyone, welcome back. This video is going to cover the different types of slopes. It was one of the last things we covered that was not on the quiz that you just got done taking, but you will see it on your test. So let's go ahead and review those 4 different types of slope. So first of all, a couple of you, your classes, had an opportunity because we had some free time that we got to watch Slope Dude. Slope Dude is a short video. It is in Google Classroom. Feel free to go and watch it, and then I'd like you to pause the video here, go to Slope Dude, watch the video, and then fill this diagram out as you're watching the video. When you're done, come back onto this video. I'll have it done, and it'll make more sense once you kind of see what's going on. Slope Dude is one of my favorites. He's a very dry speaker, kind of speaks very monotone like, but his message definitely gets in your head, just like my songs. So go ahead and take a minute, pause this, watch Slope Dude, and then come back. All right, if you are back with me, let's take a look at what you learned in Slope Dude. So this is kind of what you should have had drawn as you watch the video. So let's just kind of quickly review, and this will give you a chance to fill anything in that you might have missed from watching Slope Dude. So first of all, Slope Dude is all about skiing. So here's my creative way of throwing a skier on my screen. Don't judge. So first of all, the skier is starting at the bottom of the hill. We always move from left to right. So we're starting on the left side. And if there's a line that's going upwards like this, we call this our positive sloped line. And he goes puff, puff, positive as he moves his way up the hill. So our slopes that are positive are going to go upward from left to right. When he gets to the top of the hill, he gets to finally go downhill, the best part of skiing or sledding or anything you're doing. And when he gets to the top and he starts riding down, he says, nice, negative, okay? So negative is going from, going downward from left to right as he goes down the hill. That'll always have a negative slope. So in your slope, one of your 2 numbers from your slope will be negative in this case. Then he gets to the bottom of the hill, the fun is over, and now he has to, keep moving and keep walking, and it's just a flat piece of land. So he's saying this is 0 fun. He's just kind of snowshoeing and moving along. So this is just a straight, this is horizontal. If you want to write horizontal in there, you could definitely do that. So this would be his horizontal line. This is 0 fun. Horizontal lines have a slope of 0. And then finally he gets to the end. He wasn't paying any attention because he was just talking to his friend, and he didn't notice that there was a cliff, and it just went straight down. Straight down is your vertical lines on a graph, and vertical lines have an undefined slope. And he says the worst curse word ever in math. So undefined. So this is what happens here, and that was the adventures of Slope Dude. All right, so that's what you should have gotten overall about the 4 different types of slope. So let's see how to use those 4 types of slope as we move on. So this next section is going to remind you how to find slope and equations of the 4 different types of slope. Just a quick reminder, slope-intercept form, the equation is y equals mx plus b. M represents the slope, b represents your y-intercept. So let's go ahead and take a look at the positive. So if you take a look at this positive example, you will see that we have 2 points on here that are given. You can definitely start at the y-intercept for your point, but we're going to go ahead and go from here. So these would be our 2 points. Let's start off by finding our slope first. So if we find our slope, we're going to go up 2 and over 2. And we can verify that because we take our y's. Remember the difference of the y's and the difference of the x's. So it'd be 4 minus 2 minus 3 minus 1. So that's what that comes from. It comes from your points. So when you do this subtraction, it's 2 over 2, just like if we were counting. And 2 over 2, 2 divided by 2 simplifies to 1. So our slope in this situation is 1 over 1, or simply 1. Either one is okay with me if you do. The next part is to find the y-intercept, and that is where it crosses the y-axis at, so that'd be right in there. So our y-intercept, if these all count by ones, would be at 0, 1. So our y-intercept would be at 1 also. So if I asked you to write an equation for slope, in y-intercept form for this problem, the equation would be y equals x equals 1x plus 1. The 1 represents the slope. The other one represents the y-intercept. Because we go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, you can kind of see we could have done that and where our y-intercept starts. And you'll notice the slope is positive slope. Okay, in the next one, negative. So we look at our negative. We're going to do the exact same thing we did before. Let's go from these 2 points. This time I'm going to go down and run. So if I go down, I'm going to go -2 because I'm going downwards with my number line, and then I'm going to run 2, and that's positive. So down 2 over 2. I could also use the points. I could have went 0 minus 2 and 3 minus 1, and that would have given me -2 over 2, which simplifies to -1, because one of these should be negative in order to keep a negative slope. So my slope here is -1 over 1. My y-intercept this time is way up here, so that'd be 1, 2, 3. That's at 0, 3. So my y-intercept is at 3. So putting it all together for my equation, I would have y equals -1x plus 3. All right, now the 2 new ones, 0 slope. So when we take a look here and we look at our slope, we want to go rise and run. Well, do I need to rise at all to go from this point to this point? I don't need to rise. So my rise technically is 0. That's right there. Okay, so my rise technically is 0. And how can I check it? I can go y minus y. 2 minus 2 equals 0. But I do have to run. And in this case, I'd run 1, 2, 3, or run 2, 1, 2. 3 minus 1 equals 2. So my slope would technically be 0 over 2. If you use your calculator, anything 0 divided by anything is going to give you 0. So our slope in this case is 0. Hence, 0 slope for horizontal lines. Okay, our y-intercept, where's it across the y-axis at? Well, that'd be right here, and that is at 0, 2. So our y-intercept is 2. So when we write our equation would be y equals 0x plus 2. But because we know anything times 0 is 0, we could just simply say y equals 2. Y equals 2. We go to the y, we find the 2, and we draw a horizontal line. And we don't have horizontal written in here anywhere, so let's go way up to the top. And let's just write horizontal. And then going down, let's write vertical. So that way you have that terminology in your book also so you can see. All right, now we're going to look at our vertical line next, our last equation. This one we only focused on in that little video clip that you had to watch in the lesson. Other than that, I haven't talked to you directly about that, but you are still responsible for knowing how to do this on the test. So you're welcome to go back and re-watch your lesson 11 in Google Classroom. Or just make sure you're paying attention here. This would be undefined. The slope is undefined. It's a vertical line. So if we take a look at a vertical line and we look, well, how far up do I have to go? I have to go up 1, 2, 3. So it's the same thing as going 5 minus 2 equals 3. But then how far over? I don't have to run at all. So if I take the last 2 numbers, it would actually equal 0. If you put 3 divided by 0 in your calculator, it's going to give you this message. It's going to say error because you can't do it. It's undefined is what we call it. It's undefined. It's never, you can never divide by 0. So calculators don't like it and they'll say, nope, you did something wrong. Can't do that. So if you get this error message in your calculator or you realize it's a vertical line, our slope is simply undefined. Now the question is, what's the y-intercept? Well, it's never going to cross the y-intercept because it's parallel to the y-intercept. So therefore, we're actually looking at an x-intercept, aren't we? So if we look here, where does the line cross the x at? And it crosses right there at 1, 0. So our x value, oh, I'm sorry, yep, x value equals 1. So on the x-axis, you find the 1 and you draw your vertical line. And that would be your equation. X equals 1. There is no y. It never will touch the y. Y is never a value. It doesn't matter what y is. No matter what y is, x will always be 1. Okay, and the same thing over here. If you take a look at our, one more time, if you look at our y-intercept, you can actually see, you know, where it crosses the y. So where it crosses the y equals 2. Where does it cross the x? X equals 1. And so that helps you with your equations. Just find out, where does it cross? Where does it cross? Where's that intercept at? Okay, so that's it for your 4 types of slope. You'll definitely have opportunities to practice this on your review. I will also have some additional practice out for anyone who is interested in that additional practice to get yourself ready for your test on Wednesday. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.